Hey, it's Heather here. Gonna go ahead and shoot today's video. I'm just in a really kind of grumpy, pissy, whiny ass mood, I guess. I don't know. I just woke up like a little while ago, which I know I say usually in all my videos, but today I really slept, because I didn't really even go to bed until almost 8 o'clock. I slept on the couch for a few hours because like the dog cuddled with me and got on my back again. It felt so good. Like she's so warm. And she put her little snout up here on my chest, or I mean not my chest, but well, on my shoulder and my neck, and was breathing and made me go to sleep really good. Feeling like somebody, even though she's a dog, close to me. Just that comfort or whatever. But I don't want her sleeping in the bed with me. She's a mess, to say the least. So I slept in here on the couch with her for a few hours this morning before I went to bed. And then I got up and went to actual bed. And then I slept until like 2, and I turned over, looked at the clock, and was like, fuck it. Laid there for like 30 minutes and was like, I don't feel like getting up. And then I was like, I'm tired. And I was like, fuck this shit. Fuck everything. And I went back to sleep, and I woke up about 6. So right now I've been up about an hour. Took a shower, brushed my teeth, cleaned up the dog's messes. That's one thing I can say about them. We got brick, we got where a fireplace used to be. And usually when they make a mess, 90% of the time, or at least 80, but I would say 90% of the time, it's on the brick. And I'm like, I love y'all for doing that. Like, y'all are so conscious of, like, the best floor to make a mess on, I guess, because it don't damage it, But my landlord would disagree or whatever, for as far as, them making their messes there, and she'd say they make it on this laminate floor and whatever. I don't even care anymore. I'm tired of arguing. Arguing with the ghost of a living person that, says things and what do you do with people like that? When people come in with this I know everything, attitude, what do you do with people like that? I don't, it, I, I really don't know what you do with people like that. I really don't. I've never understood it. I've never, it shouldn't be funny to me, but it is. Because it's like, you can't argue with somebody thinking they know something. I mean, you can try to. And if you have, proof that is even going to penetrate their logic, and for the most part, it's not. Even if I probably would have put up cameras in here and video recorded us all day, every day, and then shown my landlord, if I would have had the money to put up video cameras, and shown the landlord that no, that's not what's happening to the damn floor. What's happening to the damn floor is natural wear and tear. Yes, sometimes they pee on it. Yes, sometimes they puke on it. But it's sometimes. It's not a lot. Now, in my daughter's room, though, that boy dog that we had peed a lot in there, and so have the girls, but not as much even as they have here on the stone. But it's like, you can't argue with somebody, and even if I would have shown her that, I feel like she is such a type of know-it-all in that aspect that she would just be like, oh, well, you're only recording when, whenever. And even if it showed that it was every fucking day, she would be like, oh, well, you went in and I don't know. You get you can't argue with people that want to put blame on you, I guess. You can't do it. That's the reason, even dealing with EJ, people trying to, I don't know. It kills me. It kills me. If EJ wants to blame me, and if EJ wants to call me a bad person for what happened between me and her, she can. Not because I agree with her. Not because I think she's right in doing that, if she's doing that, which I'm not even sure if she's doing that, in all honesty. I think she's doing it out of shame or fear, for the fact that she liked me back. If she is doing it. I think she's only doing it with certain people, which would be her closest friends, to convince them, that it's all my fault, and her family to convince them that it's all my fault. And then it makes me hate her to a degree, and just like, because it's just like you done knew my life was falling apart before all this shit happened. And then, that's the way that life supposedly is, I've lived enough to fucking know that, so I don't know why the hell I'm so damn kind of surprised. And I guess that's the reason, basically, I'm actually kind of not, is because it's like, oh, just keep kicking me while I'm down. I like the dirt. I like the mud. Woo! You reach a point in your life where everything's just so damn shitty, you kind of get used to it. And you're just like, oh, shitty. Anyways, I'm just in a weird-ass mood. It's like my thoughts, last night and this morning haven't been the most positive again. Again, it's like the suicidal thoughts, and it's like, yep, should kill myself Christmas. Yep, gonna kill myself. Yep, definitely need to kill myself. Yep, nobody gives a shit about me. Yep, this and that. And then it's like, and if they contact me and they're like, hey, it's Christmas Eve or it's Christmas or Mama, she finally contacts me because she hasn't since Thanksgiving. I want to see her because I'm worried about her. And I know how manipulative my parents are. And I know that they're playing mind games with her. And I know they're dictating her behavior. I know them. And that worries the shit out of me. But at the same damn time, she's got to figure some shit out herself and stand on her own 2 damn feet. And that has been the problem with what we were arguing about 90% of the time while she was home. Because she didn't want to take any responsibility for anything. She didn't want to take responsibility for nothing. And then it makes me mad because, oh my God, people have got on my ass supposedly about me not taking responsibility for shit. And I'm like, well, if I'm not taking responsibility for shit, I'm taking responsibility for something. Because that's what you do when you're the scapegoated child and you're the scapegoated person. So maybe I'm not taking responsibility for my own shit because I'm too busy taking fucking responsibility for everybody else's shit. I'm too busy taking responsibility for the fact that my dad touched me. Why did my dad touch me? Oh, I was a pretty little girl. Why did guys grab me and make me sit on their fucking lap when I had a skirt that didn't even cover my fucking ass and I could feel them up under their fucking jeans, if you will? Why did they do that? Oh, I was a pretty little girl. Pretty little girl. Shouldn't have been a pretty little girl. Should have been an ugly little girl, right? Fucking hell, man. So excuse me if I haven't took, the full aspect of responsibility to a degree in comparison to what everybody thinks that I have. And I only say that because the little peckerheads that want to sit here and fucking judge me and crawl up my ass and whatever else and everything else, and they fucking hate me and all kinds of shit, and they can't fucking admit to it, or they have a hate-love relationship with me or some type of shit, and then it's like, oh, they want to get mad when I have the same type of relationship back with them that they fucking have with me. You can't do that shit to me. You can't do that shit to me. You can't sit there and have a certain type of relationship with me and expect for me to not flip that shit on you, okay? I'm an empath, okay? And if the empath don't exist, then I am an empathetic person. And you're gonna be fuckery towards me, I'll be fuckery towards you, And granted, I sit here and I try to give people the time to, show who they are and me get the benefit of knowing them and all kinds of stuff and them get the benefit of knowing me. But 99.9999 goddamn percent of fucking people don't fucking like me and I don't give a flying fuck. I've known that since the fucking day that I was born. So you telling me you don't like me now ain't gonna do shit for me. Oh, you just met me and you don't like me? Oh, you've known me for a few months and now you think you have a judgment on me and you think that you know me and you don't like me. Guess what? I didn't know you beforehand. So if I didn't know you beforehand, then you are a variable that has not existed in my life. And if the only variables that have existed in my life were my family and they've treated me as shitty as they have, honey, people not liking me is like, I don't know, like, it's like butter. I mean, it's just, it's like butter. I mean, granted, yeah, I'm human. I want somebody to like me. I want somebody to love me. I want somebody to be with me. But I want it to be the person that I want to love and I want to be with. Call me picky. Call me a shithead. I don't give a flying fuck. Call me a bitch, a whore, a cunt, a slut. I don't give a shit. My dad's done called me that since the day I was practically born. So call me whatever. I don't give a flying fuck. And I get tired of people thinking that I do because I go into a job, I get a job, and my boss says, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And then I do. I do my part. I do that, this, that, that. And then people are like, oh, she's such a people pleaser. And then whenever I go into work, I say, hey, hey, so-and-so, how you been? What's up? If I see somebody crying, hey, what's wrong? You want to talk? That's who I am. That's who I am. You want to fucking change that about me? Put a bullet in my head. Like, that's who I am. And it's not that I'm ingenuine, and it's not that I don't care. I do. I do care about them. I just don't care what they think about me. See, a people pleaser cares what the people think about them. So they'll sit there and they'll say all the little nice things, all the little appropriate things. And even though I do that to a degree, because I don't like confrontation. And like I said, you can't argue with people that think that they're fucking right. You just can't do it. Like, it's like the biggest fucking joke on the face of the goddamn planet. So there you go. There's my education for the day for people. But it's the biggest fucking joke on the face of the goddamn planet. If somebody thinks something, if it's rooted in them, if they think that they're this intellectually smart person and they're handling things in an amazing, fantastic, best way, or what the fuck ever, then you can't fucking argue with them. Okay? It's like beating your head up against a goddamn rock. It ain't gonna get you fucking nowhere, okay? It's gonna damage you. Jesus Christ. Oh, people make me so fucking mad. But yeah, I go into work and I socialize. And I say, hey, how you been? And all that. And then I have my days that I don't because I'm in a bad mood and I've had a bad day. But I get labeled the people pleaser. I get picked on because I'm the people pleaser. My boss tells me do this, that, and this. I do it. And then it's like, oh, maybe we can push her to do more. I hate that they fucking do that. I hate that fucking people do that. People do that and it annoys the shit out of me. It annoys the hell out of me. And it's like, oh, well, I'm just doing it for you to be better, And I get that because I've done that with my own damn kid, okay? I've done that with my own fucking dog, okay? I know what it's like, Like, oh, you're a puppy and you, bit too hardly on the hand of a child. So I'm going to correct you, tell you to not do it again, so you don't do it. Then you still bite a little too hard. Not real hard, but just a little too hard. So I'm going to correct you. Don't do it again. And I'm expecting better of you. I'm asking you to do better. And I'm asking you in all honesty to never bite a child on the hand, So then, a child goes to reach one day and you don't bite that child on the hand. And I'm like, hell yeah. And I'm like, you're a smart dog. You know what? I could probably teach you to bite on command if I need you to. If I need to tell you directly to bite somebody, you're so fucking smart, I could probably do it. And so, I push them, and stuff like that. I mean, my dogs ain't trained all that fucking great. I ain't even gonna lie. They make messes in the house, for crying out loud. And that, but that's kind of a little bit of dog, nature 101 type shit and everything. But I've not had, you don't have access to resources, if you will. So I've not had access to the resources that it takes to train dogs, 100%. But it's like, for as far as the resources for my child, I've had the resources that I've had. I've used them to the best of my advantage. And my child acts the way that she does, and she apparently is raised so fucking well that the maintenance people want to steal her. The neighbor wanted to steal her that used to live here, and the neighbor even wanted to steal, the damn little kid that thought that Santa Claus lived at my house, because the first year that 2 years I was living here, I did my decorations like I've always done them, and she thought Santa lived here, bless her heart. And, I mean, like, and then, even that, like, I get people that are like, I don't feel like putting up decorations, and stuff like that. Let me get into that real quick. There's the people that are like, I don't feel like putting up decorations because it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of this, it's a waste of that, it's a waste of, it's a waste of, it's a waste of. Then you have, that's some people. That's not all people, but there's people that are like that. It's a waste, it's a waste, it's a waste. And then they have kids, and their kids are like, oh, at the Christmas lights, on people's houses, and they're like, Mom, look, wow, look, Mom, or Dad, or whoever, and those parents are just like, yeah, so that's what stupid people do. Shit like that, and you're just like, hate you, it's like, okay, that's what you think of me, then, like, damn. And then there's the people that they can't afford stuff like that for their kids. And that's one reason I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass right now for not even doing my decorations this year and last year, is because there's kids that's Christmas to them, They don't get a lot of gifts, or they don't even get any gifts. And so their Christmas is the Christmas lights that they see outside. Fuck. I don't want to cry. Oh, fuck. Fuck, I hate myself. Fuck. Oh, God. I'm not gonna cry. And then that's another thing, too, like, about me going to counseling and shit, and everything that I read. It's like, don't be afraid to let your emotions out. Your emotions, stop holding your emotions in. Let your emotions out. Like I've said in a video previously, I could probably cry for 4 years straight. Just tears upon tears, talking dehydration because I couldn't get enough water back in my system because I was crying so hard and so bad. And I'd probably hyperventilate before I would reach being able to cry and die from hyperventilating, because the way I cry and the way I was taught to shut up as a kid, and I'd bite my lip so that way I wouldn't scream and all kinds of shit and everything. But fucking hell, man. Like, people are ruthless and mean and hateful. It's like that fucking movie, what is it, Rat Race? I need to watch that. That's an old-ass movie. But it's these people, like, going after some fucking money, and at the end, they end up like, yeah, but they end up being decent with it. But the question is, why are they being decent with it? And it's because they're pressured by the mass majority of where they're at. And it's like, did they really want to? And it's like, no, they didn't want to, And most people live their lives like that. They don't want to be nice. And that's fine. Don't be nice, I can't stand half-assed niceness, and everything. I really can't. And I get what it's like, people, thinking that being passive-aggressive or something towards me is, like, a good way to, try to damage me, or try to get at me or something. And, like, I'm just like, what is your problem with me? Why do you hate me? And it's like a love-hate thing, and I get that they do that, but I've never got why people do that with me. And then when it all blows away, it's like, oh, it's because they're jealous of you, supposedly. Like, that's what, whenever I get away from those people and I talk to other people about it, it's like, oh, it's because they're jealous of you. They're jealous of you. They're jealous of your life. They're jealous of this and that. And I'm like, okay, let me tell them all the shit that I've been through. That they want my life, let me give it to them, but they've got to endure the same shit that I've endured to have the life that I have. And that's the thing, is they don't want to endure that. And so it's like, how do they not get that that's, I don't understand it. I don't get it at all. But I'm just going through a lot. I stayed up until damn like 4 o'clock talking to this one girl that I'm friends with or whatever that was nice enough to like my post, so she got to stay on my Facebook. And she said the same thing to me, was like, I've had 3 people in the past few months say to me about EJ, which is they think EJ is lying against me, you know, and telling people that it's all my fault and that I did everything wrong and that, you know, like I'm a horrible piece of shit person. And it's like, okay, so if she thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit person and then this other person that I'm dealing with thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit person, then why don't they get together and fuck each other? That's what's going on in the back of my head. Because at least y'all agree upon that is the way that I fucking feel. You know, like, why don't y'all just get together and stop beating around the fucking bush? Like, why do I have to be in the middle if I am in the middle because I feel like I'm in the middle or what the fuck ever? And then if it's not, I'm in the middle of EJ and this one person, then I'm in the middle of EJ and somebody else that EJ's trying to, you know, make jealous and, you know, or some shit or what the fuck. Like, I don't even fucking get it. Like, I did not need another child in my life, is all I can say. I have the child I meant to have. So, there you go. And even though I was willing to accept, you know, because everybody does have a childishness about them, a childish side about them. I did not need you to be this extremely childish. But my question is, you know, whether it's worth it for the amount of non-childishness that I've got from you. And it's like, yeah, it is, or it was, or I don't know. I'm still figuring it out, kinda, because you've really hurt my feelings, AJ. Like, so fucking bad. Like, I ended up fucking crying my eyes out last night. And that's the thing that I don't get either, is it's like, I genuinely... See, I don't get this about people. People look at me and they're like, oh, you know, her home or her house or just the way that she carries herself or how confident she is or how this she is, you know, I wish I had that, you know, and I'm just like, why? And why do you see me as that? I don't get on here and make these YouTube videos because I'm confident. Yes, I have confidence somewhat, okay? I have to, you know? Everybody has to at some point, you know, and in some way, you know? Just like you have confidence that you can be mean to me and, you know, and get away with it and whatever, you know, and you think you're getting away with it even though you're not, you know, and I see it and I'm just like, butter, you know, like milk, whatever, like nothing. Because being mean to me is not something that surprises me, sadly. Even though it does on certain kind of, you know, situations. But trying to pick me apart and go, oh, you know, EJ made you mad, if you will, and upset. No, she made me sad more than anything. But yes, she's made me mad too. And going, oh, EJ made you mad. If I do the same exact thing as EJ, you're going to be mad at me too. And I want you to be mad at me because I think you deserve to be mad in your life. Pixie dust, honey, baby doll, it don't work like that with me. Like, it don't. I am a unique individual, and I look at each individual uniquely. And so you have your things that you can do that can pick me apart, but it's only what you can do. You can't copy A, B, C, and D's example and expect for me to apply that to you because I see people as individuals. I judge people individually. And even though I sit here and I also judge them at times, you know, saying the mass majority and this and that, I'm unique. I'm unique in the way that I do things. Like, you cannot find my brain out. Like, you can even think that you found my brain out, and guess what? Something else is going to happen, and it's going to floor your ass, you know? It's going to shock you, you know? And not because I'm all about shock value, and not because I even mean to do it. Like, there's been people that, like, you know, expect me to be a certain way, and they've known me for years or whatever, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'll do something, and they're like, I never seen that coming. I never thought you would do that. Hell, that's like my first job. When I walked out, when I quit that day because my manager came and got on to me for my necklace. And then she come and she got in my face. I'm talking, this woman's face was right here, screaming at me. And she's screaming at me like that. And you know, she's right fucking here, and she's just screaming at me. And I've done had my fill of her and her ways and the way that she does things and just all kinds of shit. And she's just fucking right here. And I'm mad myself. I was done mad. I was done irritated that day. I'm done standing there on a busted ankle. Have been for months. My life is going to shit. You know, I feel like every fucking day. Everybody has their own shit outside of what people think they have going on. And she wants to scream at me over a fucking necklace when the sign hanging on the goddamn wall says limited jewelry. And I cannot have my ears pierced because I probably have a fucking cartilage disease that I don't even know that I fucking have. But my kid, you know, is the one that we might find out if we even have it. And then it would explain a lot of shit going on with me and my dad and our knees and shit like that. Which might explain why my fucking ankle's hurting so goddamn bad, and my knee and my hip. And so I can't have my ears pierced. I usually work fry station there, okay? So there's no sense in even trying with rings. And then, not supposed to wear rings anyways in a restaurant, even though you're wearing your engagement band. Manager, you know, GM, whatever. So, yeah, I have on a fucking necklace, and you want to get on to me for it, and you want to scream at me and say that the sign says no jewelry. The sign says limited jewelry. And like I said, you can't argue with people. You can't argue with people when they think they know that they're right. And boy, did she think she knew she was right. Because she's up on that high horse, honey. She's better than me. She's the general store manager. Let me tell you this much. You cut my arm open, you cut your arm open, guess what? Both gonna bleed fucking blood. Like, seriously. Like, legit. I hope you have hair growing out of your head. I have hair growing out of my head. You know? Like, I mean, you know, I have eyeballs. You have eyeballs. You know, like, I can be a smart ass and sit there. That's... Ooh, I cannot stand this moral superiority that people have. This moral superiority complex that people want to fucking live with. And I'm just like, ooh! Like, damn! Makes me mad. Woo-ha! Fuck! God! And then you want to scream in my face. If I could block out my parents screaming right here and right here, because there was always a bunch of arguing in the house, I can block you out, you know? And granted, I didn't block you out. I heard every fucking word you said. Just like I heard every fucking word you said when I went and clocked out. And you were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you going? What are you doing? I heard. And then I said, I'm leaving. I quit. You can't argue with people, right? I couldn't argue with you over a fucking necklace, right? Because you're right. You're right. You're right. So you're not going to argue with me over the fact that I'm fucking quitting. So I quit. And then as I'm quitting, you're like, but Heather, we love you. And I turned around and I told you flat out the goddamn truth. Ain't none of y'all love me because y'all don't know me. Y'all think y'all know me because I come in and I wave and I say hi and I ask how you're doing and I tell you a few stories from my childhood. A few stories from my past. Y'all don't know me. Even if I told everybody every fucking story, you're still not going to know me. Because just like that post or that thing that I read or that I seen or what the fuck ever, where there's a different version of you in everybody's head. Everybody builds their own fucking version of you in their fucking head. That's what they do. And so if you're wanting to build something bad about me, then go for it. If you're wanting to build something good about me, then go for it. But don't get mad at me when you build something bad or iffy about me. But it's like, oh, y'all all have one thing in common, which is y'all want to use my kindness. Oh, I don't really like her. I think she's a shithead. I think she's an asshole. I think she's cocky. I think she has too much confidence. I think she's stuck up. I think she's a lazy fat bitch. But at the same time, she was the one that, when I was crying that day, asked me if I was okay. And that was really nice. And so, yeah, I'll let her be nice to me. Fuck y'all. Kiss my ass. I will spread my cheeks and let you lick up in that son of a bitch. Like, damn. Fuck off. You think I can't tell that y'all have those opinions about me? You think I'm too stupid? You think I don't notice? I do. But guess what? I keep going. Guess what? I keep forgiving. Guess what? I keep trying to be nice until I'm not nice no more. And it takes a lot for me to not be nice no more. And see, I say that, and then when I say that, all these people, oh, yeah, she's shit talk, this and that. Oh, she shit talks this and that, And then they try to push me to that point. A lot of them do. A lot of them try to push me to that point. And I'm thinking, baby doll, you ain't even scratched the surface of pissing me off. You think you have, because, yeah, I'm very vocal in when I'm pissed off and when I'm upset. So that's where I do express myself. I'm very vocal to a degree in what I'm upset about. And y'all think, there's two reactions there. There's the people that are like, let me buck up on her and see if we can get into a fight so that way I can feel better because I proved myself against her or some type of shit. And I'm just looking at them when they try to buck up against me and I'm just like, can I help you? Like, what do you want? Like, you want me to draw a sign that says, not today, not happening, I'm not that angry, like, I've done let it go. What do you want? And that, oh God, my kid even, shit, my kid, God bless her. God bless her little heart. Love her to death. Jesus Christ, love her to death. Ooh, she gets so mad, she'd be standing, she'd be yelling at me, and I'd just be sitting there, she'd be so mad, she's trying to make me mad, she's trying to break me, she's trying to find the rule too, as much as other people, and if my own kid can't find it, how the fuck you think if you ain't never lived with me, you gonna find it, like, damn, and so she just, and I'm just sitting there, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes I'm bickering back with her, and then I'd stop, and then I'd just be like, just sit down and watch the movie, I'm gonna go cook supper, just sit down and watch the movie and hush, just hush, and all of that, cute, oh God, so cute, but, I don't know. God, so cute. Yeah, little cheeks. Miss my baby. God, do I. But, anyways, yeah, like, fucking adorable. But, like, she'd try, and I'm just like, what, like, and that's what my husband did to me, in my opinion. He tried to push me and break me and make me mad. So then I finally gave him a small dose of my anger. I was like, you really want to know me when I'm really angry, even though I'm not really angry at you? And he's like, yeah. So I gave him a dose of it. And he's like, you're the meanest, it's like this big, and I was like, and that's like what is it? I don't know. I just, when you have a fight or flight mode that's stuck in you, and you realize when you really do need to fight because you was raised up in a house where violence, it wasn't all the time. But when shit hit the fan, you knew it hit the fan and you knew you had to get up and you had to fight. Like you had to. And so, all this mind game shit that people do with me, I'm just like, y'all on a lower level. I'm not saying it was superiority, but y'all are on a lower level of where I've done been. And I can't revert back just because y'all want me to. I can't revert back in that way because y'all want me to. And I don't know why you would want me to, because it's actually a good quality to build past that and reach a point where it's like, I'm kind, I'm peaceful, I'm calm, I'm very talkative, I'm very open to communication. I will talk to you when I'm angry. I will talk to you about everything that I'm angry about you with. I will talk about it in private with you. I do not want to put it on public. It is not a fight, it is not a brawl, it is not a scene. But I guarantee you, somebody shows up and somebody does some shit that does cause attention needing to be given. I'm sorry that running around screaming and being mad and being bitter doesn't fill my fancy, if you will. It doesn't make me, gotta do something. No. But I guarantee you, like, some shit hits the fan, like, I'm gonna be there. That's just who I am, and I can't even guarantee how much I'll be there. But it's just the way that I am. And it's like, okay, I've been told that I should be a nurse and a doctor by plenty of people because they're like, you're not afraid of blood, you're not afraid of this, you're not afraid of that. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, that's your opinion. You don't know how afraid I am of blood. You don't know how afraid I am of broken arms and broken legs. I'm petrified of certain things. But when shit hits the fan, I'm there. Like, that's just who I am. Like, used to, I was so bad when we lived here because the road is very popular that we live on, I guess you'd say, to a degree, and it's very, used. And every time I heard a cop car or sirens or anything going down, I was looking, because when I was first here, probably the first 6 or 8 months I was here, the sister's landlord pulled out to go across the road and got hit. And her fucking car spun and went in the goddamn ditch. And my neighbor that I hated, which is just another woman that used to live here, and I didn't hate her, but she made me hate her, is the best way to word it. And I don't really hate her. I kind of feel kind of bad for her, in all honesty. But at the same time, she don't want me feeling bad for her. She wants me hating her because she hates me, so I'll give her that. I'll hate her then. Because I can't like you. I've tried to like you, and whenever I tried to like you, you wanted to hate me. So you want to hate me, so I'll give you me hating you then. And so now we're equal and even, or what the fuck ever, Like, shit. And it's not that I'm a people pleaser, but it's that I ain't got time to be giving my love and my compassion to people that aren't even going to slightly appreciate it. And this woman did not appreciate it at all. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and the damn wreck happens right outside, and I was sitting here, and the funny thing is I was sitting here crying about my cousin that had died in a car wreck. And then that happened, and I was like, shit, and I hopped up and I ran out, and I went to go check on her. And just to show that I'm an INFP, and so I don't, I'm rare in the way that I do things and the way that I get along with people, I hopped up, I ran out there, I checked on her, I checked on the people in the van, I ended up holding the baby and bringing the baby in on my porch, for a minute and everything while the other kids and the mom was kind of, talking and all this and everything. And I took them all in on my porch and stuff. But whenever I went out to the landlord's sister, which to me and the landlord's sister, she'd done beat on the wall at me to tell me to shut up since I've been here, in the few months or year or however long I'd been here. I know I hadn't been here that long because I remember I moved the table over by the windows. And that's, and it was literally a few days before, and then I'm sitting there crying, and I'm allowing myself to feel my emotions, counselors. So I'm sitting there grieving my damn cousin, and, I'm even though she's been dead for over a year and stuff, and I'm thinking about her being in a car wreck, a fucking car wreck happens. And it's the damn landlord's sister. And I'm like, holy shit, and like, and then in the back of my head, how's this going to affect the landlord? And so on and so forth. And the spider web and the intricacy or what the fuck ever of things. And, how's it going to fall down if her sister's really badly injured? But we went out there and she's fine other than, her car was fucked up and she probably had whiplash and stuff. But I ran out there, and as soon as I ran out there, then here come this neighbor. And, I don't mind people doing that. But I do when they have a problem with me, like, I'll be the leader in certain situations, if you will. And maybe I was just faster. Maybe she was going to go out there too, but I highly doubt it, and I'll get into why in just a second. But I ran out there, and then here's she coming behind, and I'm out there, done got the door open, and I'm trying to get her out of the car, to make sure, because I don't know what the fuck, I don't know about vehicles, and her car, it was hit pretty kind of decent, and I'm just like, let's get you out of the damn car, and instead of her being more concerned about getting out of the damn car, whenever she got hit, she wears glasses, and her glasses fell off. So she was more concerned about finding her glasses, or I was more concerned about getting her out of the damn car, and fuck you glasses, I'll find them once I get you out of the car and get you away from the car, And that's just my mind. That's the way my mind works, And maybe she's so blind without her glasses she can't see that well. I don't know. But the neighbor that come out instead was like, we're both leaning over, I guess you'd say, kind of, with the door open, talking to her. Are you okay? Does your neck hurt? Does your head hurt? And this, that. And she's just saying, my glasses, my glasses, my glasses. And I'm trying to say to her, well, let's get you out and I'll find you glasses. Let's get you out and I'll find you glasses. And this other woman is just looking for her glasses, this neighbor. And she finds them, gives them to her. And the woman puts on her glasses. And then she's willing to get out of the car, And then I'm just like, well, hell, she wouldn't listen to me. So I just kind of, I'm like, well, shit, who else was in the wreck? I look up and there's the van and the woman's getting out. And I see she's got kids. So I go over, and I start helping her unbuckle her kids and get them out or whatever. And then I'm holding the baby. And then I'm like, y'all can come in on the porch because it was like sprinkling or raining or something. Or whatever, and shit. And, I mean, that's who I am, and that's just like, Jimmy, and I gave his name out, but this guy that I work with or whatever, he pinched, I don't even know how he did it. Like, there's these two things, and like, he slammed something down, and whenever he did, it made this other thing move, and it pinched the shit out of his finger, and like, gave him a big, decent gash on it. And next thing I know, like, I'm like, looking at dude that's unwrapped, and I'm like, where's the sandwich? And he looks back, and he's like, kind of like that, because there's no meat, is what he's signaling at. And I'm like, okay. And then I look, and I see Jimmy, and he just looks weird, and he's like crumpled over. Next thing you know, he's in the floor, and I'm like, Jimmy, what's wrong? And he's like, I cut myself. And then dude's just standing there kind of looking at him, and I mean, I'm not mad at dude for feeling that way. Everybody feels a certain way when shit goes on, and I get that. But me, I feel a certain way too when shit goes on, because I was taught to feel a certain way because the environment that I grew up in. My mama hollered my name when her and my dad were in the bedroom screaming at each other. I knew I needed to get my ass in there. And so, I see him crumpled in the floor holding his finger, or what the fuck ever, and I'm like, I run around, I'm like, Jimmy, make it to the sink for me, make it to the sink for me. I don't even know what the fuck's happened. He makes it to the sink, and it's his damn finger, and he can't stand the sight of blood, which most older people I've found cannot, and so I'm just like, paper towel, and I'm wadding it up around him, and I'm holding his finger, and everything. And then, take him walking back through where the office is and shit. And dang on, we're sitting there and the manager comes in there and gets the first aid kit and all this. But, I don't know. I really don't know. But it's like, I'm like that. And it's like, when I first moved in here, this car, we used to have this huge, massive ditch out in front. Big enough to put a fucking car in, okay? Huge, massive ditch. My kid would get down in it and you could not see her. And granted, she was only like 4 foot, or something at the time, but she'd get down in it and you couldn't see her. And I'd let her get in it, even though it's out by the road, but I had to be standing out there for her to be doing that, and usually she would just get down there to get trash out because people love to throw trash out where we're at, and then our landlord's like, oh, your trash just went everywhere, and so, it's like, okay, we'll pick up the trash and this and that, and, whatever. And so, anyways, dang on, my kid used to get in the ditch, get the trash out, and then there's a few times like me and her kind of roughhouse, played there or whatever, but I was always with her and stuff. Well, then the neighbor kids got to where that was like their hideout and shit, and I had to get onto them I don't know how many times and tell them that they should not be out there in that damn ditch, and they're going to get hit by a fucking car, and there's no adult out there to holler at them while they're down there to be like, hey, get out or whatever, or any type of anything, or situation like that. And, so anyways, there's this massive ditch out there. One night, I wake up because I hear arguing. And I see that somebody's over at the store and they're arguing or what the fuck ever. And then they get in the car. And I mean, there's been all kinds of weird shit happen here. But this was the weirdest of the weird. And this was the most involved, I've had these guys one time that got in the bed of a truck and they went around us hollering and screaming like me and my kid or whatever and woohoo and all kinds of shit. And I mean, I was just like, I had my kid back behind me, and I'm like, what the fuck, and it was around the time that we had like people dressing up as clowns supposedly to scare kids and all kinds of shit because all that shit and I mean, just bullshit. But, anyways. And then there was a stray dog that used to show up, and it was like a pit bull mix, and it was so sad and lonely and everything, like it was just pitiful. But it wouldn't eat and it wouldn't drink from you. It wouldn't take anything from you. It'd let you pet it. That's the strange thing. It'd let you pet it. But as soon as you started petting it, it'd go back to the woods. And I told my kid to never follow that damn dog in the woods. I told her that she could pet it as long as it approached her, but once it started to walk away, to not follow it. Because I felt like somebody had trained that damn dog to lure kids into the fucking woods. And so I was like, you can pet it, I was like, but that's it. I was like, don't fucking follow it. I was like, because it's not eating, it's not drinking, it's been out here for weeks. I was like, don't follow it. And I told the neighborhood kids that too. I was like, I said, watch. I said, you'll pet that dog in about 5 minutes after you start petting him. I said, he goes towards the woods. And he went real slow, like he was trying to get them to follow him, and I'm like, don't follow him. I don't know where the fuck he's going. Don't follow him. And one day I tried to follow him in the woods, but he stopped at the woods because I was an adult. He stopped at the woods. And I mean, I'm not saying that the dog was trained that well, but I'm saying it seemed that way to me. Like, I'm just, I'm on guard. And it stopped at the woods and looked at me like it didn't want me following it, and it backs back out of the woods. Where the kids, I watched it with the kids. I watched it with my own kid, because it started walking in the woods, and she started to go. She took like 2-3 steps in the woods, and I like went over there, and was like, hey, don't follow that damn dog. What the fuck are you doing? And she's like, well, I wanted to see what it was going to show me. It acted like it's going to show me something. I said, I don't give a shit what the fuck it's going to show you. I said, I'll show you something. I said, I'll show you damn ass beating if you follow it in the fucking woods. I was like, no. I was like, you don't ever follow nothing in the damn woods and shit. Like, no. And granted, the woods ain't even that thick around where we're at, but damn. But anyways. I think a child predator had trained that dog or something. I really do. Like, I don't even fucking know. I ain't seen that dog around here, though. He was around here for about 2 or 3 weeks and then never seen him no more. Because I got fed up seeing him because there was a little child that was here that was like 4 or 5 years old. And there was times that she'd be outside playing and like nobody'd be around. And so like I would kind of peer out when I seen her out and stuff, you know. And I'd see her petting that dog, and I'd see her getting more and more curious. And so one damn day I went out, and I just threw damn rocks at him and told him to get his fucking ass, you know. I was like picking up little pieces of gravel and throwing at him. He's looking at me all funny like, you're usually nice to me. And I thought, yeah, but you trying to do something you shouldn't be doing. Like, or something. I don't know. Crazy shit. Maybe it's just my mind, though. Maybe it wasn't that trained that well. Maybe it was just a regular dog going into the woods. But it was just something wasn't right about it. But anyways, dang on. And then I even looked up the child predators around here, and there was one that was living on the road that's right back behind us, even though the school's just like a mile or 2 down the fucking road. And I was just like, that ain't even fucking right, man. But, anyways, back to the weirdest thing that happened out here. So I hear this argument going on. You hear these screaming, and then I get out, and I come out on my porch. And when I come out on my porch, they hop in the car, like, oh shit's going on. You know, they're at the store. Store's closed for the night. They get in their fucking car, but they come to our driveway, which is like kind of the next driveway over, kind of not. But they get in their car, and they come to our driveway. Well, the thing is that they didn't even pull in our driveway. They, like, pulled off on the shoulder of the road. And you hear this guy get out, and he's like, man, you don't fucking hit her. And he pulls dude out of the fucking car. And next thing you know, they're beating the shit out of each other. Next thing you know, they're down in the ditch beating the fuck out of each other. And I'm just standing here on my porch watching shit go down because, I mean, I got a kid in the fucking house. I don't know how this is going to turn. I don't know how sour it's going to get. I don't know if they got guns. You know, I don't know anything. My child's asleep in her room, you know, or actually, I take it back, she wasn't. That's right, because she woke up, that's right, and I cut on the light, and I was like, you know, listening, and I was like, okay, stay in here, and I cut off the light, and I said, just go back to sleep, it'll be fine, and I walked out on the porch, seen them fighting and shit. Well, then I look over, and this neighbor that don't like me, I see her peering out her window and all kinds of shit, you know, and everything. And I'm just standing there on the porch, you know, watching these dudes fight and everything. And so, you know, at first, when they was first fighting, it seemed like it was just going to be a normal fight, you know, and that's it. But then they kept on, and it looked like one dude was just beating the shit out of the other. So that's when I was like, okay, this ain't going to end pretty. I got to call the cops out, you know. And so I called the cops. Cops are on their way, you know, and I called the cops standing out on the porch, and they heard me calling the cops, you know. And the one that was the instigator, I guess, or whatever, he hopped up out, and he was still trying to fight dude, and this other dude was like in between them trying to keep them separated and pushing this one off that kept wanting to go back and fight, pushing him off and everything, and pushed him over towards where our mailboxes were. Well, then the one that's all angry and still wanting to fight, you know, and dude's like, no, you know, and they've got in the car, you know, and they're, you know, like, I think they drove off and then came back and picked them up, you know, like turned around, or I don't remember, because, I mean, hell, it's been years ago. But anyway, so they're beating the fucking shit out of each other. I'm just standing on the porch waiting, you know, and this dude circles up towards my porch and looks at me like he's going to come at me, and I'm thinking, let's go, bitch. Let's go. And at that point in time, I don't think I had a lock on my gate, so my gate, you know, or whatever to my porch is just open. Hell, he can come in, he can come on, you know. And I'm just, like, standing there, and I'm like, let's go. You know, like, looking at him, you know, and he just circled, and he gave that evil, you know, that angry look. And then he walked over to the mailboxes, and he punched the mailbox, you know, to show me how strong he was, to show me that he would punch me, you know. And I'm just like, okay, you know. I'm just like, what, you know. And so they ended up leaving, like, after he did that. And then the cops came out, and I talked to them, and they looked in the ditch, and somebody had left their damn hat down there, you know, where they'd gotten in the fight or whatever. And shit. And then, like, after the cop left and everything, or before the cop... Anyways, whenever the people were gone, or when they were gone, the neighbor come out, and she's like, what's going on? I'm like, idiots fighting. Some idiots getting mad about something, fighting about something. And she's like, oh God, I was afraid to come outside. I thought they might be gang members and they might have guns and they might start shooting, And I mean, that's fine. That's her reaction. But my reaction was, and she's like, wasn't you afraid to, I think she asked me if I was afraid to come outside because I was afraid they was in a gang or something and had guns. And I was like, if they got guns, they got guns. I was like, if they're in a gang, they're in a gang. Like, my precious is in the bed. My daughter is asleep, or she's trying to sleep. She's got to go to school tomorrow. These fuckers just woke her up. I'm done pissed off. You done woke my kid up. Like, I'm done mad. Like, you've done crossed that line, that no. We ain't having this here line. Don't cross it anymore, and that's the reason I stood out on my porch. Don't cross it no more. Because I guarantee if they probably would have pulled guns out, that's probably when I would have got involved. And I probably would have been yelling at them to put their fucking guns out, or put them down, or, put them up, or what the fuck ever, because there's a child around here, and there are many children around here. And there's no sense in that. But I don't know. People don't like me, I don't reckon. Or they like me when they want to. And I fucking, like, dude, stop liking me when you want to. You can't pick and choose, you have to like me or you don't. And, I mean, you can to a degree, because as long as you're not, like, living with me or expecting to have some great life with me or be my significant other or be my best friend, then hey, whatever. But if you really want to get to know me, if you really want to be my friend, and all that, you gotta accept me fully. Just like I gotta accept you fully. I gotta accept you in total. And that's just like EJ. She's acting childish in this way. But I've done accepted it about her, But apparently she's not accepting of me, I guess. So it's whatever. But anyways, just a bunch of rambling, a bunch of shit. Sitting here crying, about EJ last night and all kinds of shit and suicidal thoughts and getting out of that and forcing myself to get up, forcing myself to take a shower. Because like I said, depression ain't nothing to me. Everybody's like, oh, she's depressed. Oh, she put a belt around her neck and jerked it and asked her kid if that's what she wanted her to do. Yes, I did, And yes, I asked my kid. And yes, times have changed. And yes, my child has grown. And yes, my child has a mouth on her like a fucking pistol at times. More like a damn machine gun in all damn honesty sometimes. And I'm just like, would you shut up? And so she's my kid because I got a mouth on me too, Hell, if we was in the Goonies, both of our characters, even though my sister would probably say, you're like Chunk, Heather, you're like Chunk, or you're like, what's his name, Sloth, or whatever, because she thinks I'm fucking retarded, and so do my parents too. I would probably be more along the lines of like Mouth. Even though I can't speak a different language, and I can't sit there and screw people over in that way, and even though I don't sit there and screw people over, but it's just the amount of talk. And that's the reason fucking people hate me, genuinely, is because they're like, you run your mouth too much, you talk too much shit, we're gonna get you for that. But the thing is I don't really talk shit, I talk truth. I talk truth. Things are what they are, they happen the way that they happen, I tell them the way that they are. Other people have their opinions. If they're really worried about it and they want to combat me and be a mouth, then they can be a mouth if they want to, and they can run their mouth about their perception of it, just like EJ is about her mouthy side of what the fuck happened between me and her, and I have my mouthy side of what the fuck happened between me and her, and people can pick and choose who they want to believe, or they can pick even in between, and I don't think her brain understands that. Her brain is more like, no, you're else on my side, or you're on Heather's side. You're not on my side, fuck you. That's her, because she's in that childish way of not fully grasping that, I believe. Or me, I understand that people can be like, well, I kind of believe you, and I kind of believe her. And I understand that people can be like that. And I understand that nobody really is ever going to believe me except for God, myself, and the person that was in the situation. And that's the reason EJ don't want to talk to me. It's because she knows I'm telling the truth. So there you have it in a nutshell, and that's the story of my life. That's just like my husband. My husband fucking left, abandoned us, didn't come back. Why? Because I was truthful. He can't handle the truth. And then he tried to flip it on me so bad and scream at me so bad about shit that he got me to where I was so depressed, and he manipulated my family to the point that my family's like, you need to talk to him and he's your husband and so I am. That yes, I put a fucking loaded gun to my head. Pulled the trigger. Tried to get the son of a bitch to go off. Because when the whole world's against you, and the one person that knows that you're telling the fucking truth, like, I have conversations with people because I have conversations with people. I don't have conversations with people just because for the hell of it. So when I ask you something, if we're together, just like EJ, when I asked you, am I getting on your nerves? If I was getting on your nerves, you should have told me. But instead, honey, you kept saying that it was fine and that I was fine. Even when I asked you, you want me to sleep on the couch? No, you're fine. Look up that definition of what no means, what your means, and what fine means. Put it together. So what did you literally say to me? No, you're fine. So I'm fine. So I'm not getting on your nerves. Right? Oh, mind games, people. Lord Jesus Christ. But when I ask you something and I'm trying to be with you, that's just like my husband. Like, there's an issue between me and him that he tried. Oh, God, he tried. And I swear, like, it made me so fucking infuriated, like, goddamn mad at him. Like, son of a bitch. Just, pissed me the fuck off, you know? But, we were having issues, well, not issues, but we were talking about sex, I guess you'd say. And he was talking about how he felt he was always being the instigator, or the initiator, not instigator, but the initiator. And I was talking about how, no, it was actually me, and that's the reason he'd thrown off on me about the whole baby making thing and shit. But anyways, so we had a full-on discussion, and I was like, so if I do this, it's not going to bother you? And he's like, no. And so I was like, okay, and I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And so I was like, okay. And so, 2 weeks later, I did it, and then 2 weeks after, he's like, like that, and, it wasn't nothing, it wasn't no kink or anything, it wasn't no, fetish or anything, but it was just like a married couple having a conversation, coming to an agreement, a verbal agreement, just like the verbal agreement of me and EJ, you're fine, and I'm done being touchy-feely with you, and you keep saying I'm fine. So anyways, just people don't need to mess with me. God, I want to be alone. I don't want to because, I want a relationship. I want somebody to love and all that and everything. But fuck, I gotta end it because it's coming up on 63 minutes. But I will catch you later. I hope you're having a good night. I hope you have blessed holidays. I hope you sleep well. I hope you stay positive. I hope if depression or anxiety comes knocking on your door, you slam the door in that bitch's face and tell it to get the fuck on, even if you gotta do it 1,800 times a fucking day, and just get your ass up and keep on moving. Keep trucking. Oh, Casey. Anyway, but I'm gonna let you go. I'll catch you later, and stay as positive as you can.